Hi, so today we're going to install Pi hosted on Proxmox the easy way. If you tuned in, most likely you've heard about Pi-hole and the project behind it, DNS queries, and so on. But today we're going to try to explain a little bit what this can do for those that are not aware. So client, very simple, that's you, the user, you're sending a request to, in this case, our case, or pretty much everyone else's case, DNS. The DNS will be most likely your ISP. You will send a request to the web server, and let's say if you're typing www.google.com, it will return as an IP address, confirm it, and that will allow you access. And with the Pi-hole, the job of Pi-hole, to be more specific, is to stop some of the ads, not all the ads, but some of the ads that are intrusive ads. If you look here, we are taking the same example as before. This is your local network, can be any client or any computer. The request will be forwarded to the Pi-hole, and then you're gonna have a list that will block the queries, and you will have a list that will allow. Of course, the connections can be done to the public DNS of 1.1.1. This is the Cloudflare one, but you can have also the public one of Google, which is 8.8.8.8. We've pretty much installed everything in the past on this channel. Well, actually, not pretty much everything, but quite a few things. I did had to clean up a little bit my Proxmox instance, and today the title of the video was the easy way, right? So what is the easy way? Instead of us loading ISOs like we did before or CT templates, we're actually going to use Proxmox v helper scripts. I'm going to have a link to this website, but pretty simple. We have a bunch of other cities that we can deploy and other scripts, but today for us, what we're interested in, it's ad blockers. And we have a bunch of other options here. We're going to go with the Pi-hole LXC, and the only thing we have to do is to copy this command and paste it on the CLI. But before that, I want you to pay attention to the default settings. So as you remember before, when you're deploying a custom template or a VM or a container, you will have to choose your ISO, you have to choose your CPU and RAM and whatnot. But with this script, it makes it very simple. By default, the settings will be 512 megabytes of RAM, 2 gigabytes of storage, one virtual CPU. So that's that. It will automatically spawn the instance. So let's copy this bad boy. We'll go to our Proxmox. We'll go to home or PV, depending on how your setup is. Go into shell, paste it. Again, for paste on CLI is shift insert, press enter, and we are continuing. This will create, yes, proceed, give it a second, use the default settings, yes. We will say no to this. And that's that. One more thing we have to do. We need to set our password. So we're going to copy this command. For the sake of the video, I'm going to leave this empty. Right, so we have to do it in the Pi-hole, not on the CLI of the PV or the home. I mean on the Proxmox. And as I said, we're going to leave this blank. And now we should be able to enter it if we refresh. Actually, better yet, I'm gonna change the IP. and we're gonna use Angry AP scanner. Okay, so I'll probably choose this one, and we actually don't have to change any config files. What we're gonna do is we're gonna stop. Well, actually we can make the changes from here. Network, and we're gonna give it a static. /24. I'll hit OK, and then we will reboot. Uh, .53. Let's get rid of this. /admin, and we are in. Obviously, yeah, since I did it without a password, you should not do that. You should actually add a password. You will be prompted to uh, input your password, and then you're gonna get to this dashboard. Now the next thing that we will do to test it out, we see that we have 248 queries. None of them are blocked, but we have 120,000 domains on the ad list, and we will spawn our Windows server, and we will test the DNS server. So let's give it a second. Right, so I haven't opened this for a week now. Everything should be good. It is. Now let's have a look at a website, one that has a lot of ads. I don't know, this one has a lot of ads. I can see ads left, right, up, and center. And what we need to do now is to change our DNS server. IPv4, only gonna use this DNS, so we know ours it's 192.168.253. Yep. Then we click OK. We're gonna lose the connection for a second, or maybe not. Let's refresh the page. And I say we kind of got rid of the ads, some of the ads here, and that's because the default block list is not complete. So as you can see, we have over 1,800 queries, and we already spotted and blocked 104. Now the reason I want to bring this up to you guys, maybe you have family members that are accessing website. It did happen in my circle of family. Somebody misclick. It was a phishing website, close to a scam. So that's not good in terms of protecting. Maybe you can spot it, maybe I can spot it, but definitely your mom or your elderly will not be able while they are browsing the internet. So it is very useful to deploy it just to safeguard uh, your assets. Now, on the topic of it, since we know we have a domain of ad lists, we can actually expand on that. And the way to do it is we can find the block list project on GitHub. And if we scroll all the way down, we can see the main lists. So abuse, ads, crypto, drugs, everything. I don't recommend doing everything because that will pretty much block everything on network wide scenario. So you might want to do it on a local PC. So assuming your grandmother or your mother or whoever is using their PC, you simply have to change the DNS server and only DNS server, not IP, IPv4 or IPv6, and that will filter out. So let's say, for instance, there are about a bunch of other, but yeah, sadly, and sorry to disappoint, YouTube has its own stuff, so we can't touch that one. We can't remove the ads. But let's say we want to get rid of ads. And see, we have here a link. We can copy the link and then we can go to our pie hole and we go to add lists. We paste that in, put a comment so you know that this is for ads, and you click on add. Now this was successfully added. If we go back to our instance and refresh, see more and more are getting blocked. Let's try a different website. I know another one that it's notorious. So that was Bloomberg, if I'm not mistaken. This is straight up blocked. CNN maybe. All right, so it looks like this one it's blocked as well. We still have internet. CNBC. Nope. But it does tell us that the firewall and most specifically the DNS settings are, we need to check them so we know for a fact it's working. If we go back to our dashboard, now we can see it's doing its job. A lot of them are blocked. Right, so it really doesn't like only the DNS from Pi-hole passing through, so I had to actually add the Google DNS as well. So if we go here, but you see how powerful it is if you don't have a secondary DNS and everything goes through your Pi-hole. Even the websites that are notoriously known for intrusive ads and whatnot, they're straight up blocked. So they will warn you, you can't access this website because X, Y, and Z. But now if we go to CNN.com, we will be able to enter the website. Again, the ads are being filtered out. Well, some of them at least. And this can go on. We can check Bloomberg as well. Just for the sake of the examples. And of course, you can see some of the ads are blocked, some of them are passing. Now here, it's a story of a different type of ad. So right now, if we go back to the list and let's say crypto, just a hunch, you can copy it. We go to the ad list, let's say crypto, just for us to know what that is. And if we go back and refresh, right, so it changed. Now it's Bloomberg's own ad or banner, more like a banner as opposed to ad, and everything else seems to be gone. And there is another investment website that's heavy on investment ads. So let's see, investing.com. Pretty much. So there used to be ads left and right, especially here on the top. But right, this is just as an example. You guys can get the gist of it. Obviously, there are a lot of other options that you can play around with. There are a lot of YouTube tutorials that are great depending on what you want to do. Um, you can see limits. It gives you a lot of data you can play around. But yeah, it's doing its job for now. We managed to block 233 queries. If we keep on adding from the list, let's say ransomware, corn, piracy, phishing, malware, gambling, fraud, even social media. Let's say you have your kids and you want to lock them out TikTok or Facebook, you can simply take the URL and just do that. It's very simple. Now, that being said, if you like the video, please leave a like. If you dislike, leave a dislike. So, that being said, see you next time and peace.